Police also seized wands, compasses and a skull from the Freemasons' lodge. They were under surveillance, they got arrested. I think it's absolutely excellent. Now I want to say something. Section 48(1)(g) of the West Australian Criminal Code 1913 states not to reveal or discover you're committing an indictable offence. That's what it says. So when you go to a pastor in this town and say the oath of Freemasonry is an indictable offence and I've just revealed it to you, what are you going to do now? They say it's none of our business. Are they then committing an offence here? Yes. Not to reveal or discover any unlawful association, society or confederacy or any illegal act. Is this an illegal act?
Yes.
Well, it's actually got it on. It's actually written it itself here, and it says we're chucking the Crown out. And that was with your consent, wasn't it?
No.
So you got the bank robber coming out of the bank, but you're now standing in the getaway car spot where you put the getaway car around the corner. Any illegal act done or to be done, or any illegal oath. Now the oath of people here to the United Nations cannot be a legal oath, because we don't even know about it. The oath of Freemasons that Freemasons take can only be an illegal oath because they don't have an act of West Australian Parliament or the Commonwealth Parliament to take it. Would that be reasonable to say that? Now you can get a copy of those oaths on a DVD by going back to that website in this one we quoted. Or engagement that may have been administered or attended or taken by himself or any other person or the import of any such oath or engagement is guilty of a crime and is liable to imprisonment for 7 years. The problem with that is your DPPs and your judges are all in the Masonic Lodge. Do they care about your law?
No.
Do they care about God's law?
No.
Well, who's going to make them accountable? You will before God does. Otherwise, it's a one-way trip back to hell. Commonwealth Constitution, Section 44(1). Any person who is under any acknowledgement of allegiance, obedience or adherence to a foreign power. Let me stop there. Old English law used to make the foreign power of England the Vatican. But what I'm saying here, the foreign power that is clearly evident here is the United Nations. The foreign power that is clearly evident here is international Freemasonry. Why? It couldn't have been bred from this country because you are the youngest country in the world. Is that reasonable to say? Therefore, it's come here. It's a foreign power that came here. And any oath or allegiance to a foreign power is forbidden in your constitution, which has now been suspended. Got it? Don't give up hope, because God likes it when it's pronounced dead. That's when he goes to work. Shall be incapable of being chosen. Now let me stop at those words. Anyone choosing Barry House as the representative for Western Australia or Kalgoorlie as the House of Reps, with knowledge that the Crown is out, who's guilty here? Barry House or the people who sat on the selection panel to choose him? Because they're in the process of choosing. Shall be incapable of being chosen. So they just simply should have said to him, we cannot sit and choose you, because we actually can't sit at all till they put the Crown back. Is that reasonable comment?
Yes.
Or else we're sitting in a different substituted jurisprudence. And where'd that come from? The United Nations. Barry House is working for the United Nations. Didn't you know? Does he know? Does John Boland know? Because you've got them sitting as your local reps looking after the kids. And they're getting in the position to hand them over to the UN. Commonwealth Constitution Section 44(2) is attainted of treason. What does the word attainted of treason mean in legal terms? No barrister can give you an opinion. Why? Because we've never had a treason issue in Australia. So it's in the Constitution, but nobody knows what the words mean. I'll tell you what they mean. Accused of treason. Has Julia Gillard been accused of treason in writing?
Yes.
Look what the next section says. Shall be incapable of being chosen or sitting as a senator. You don't have to be convicted of treason, you have to be accused of it. Did she know the Crown has gone from oath or law in Victoria and law in Western Australia? Of course she does. Does she care? No, because she's a Fabian socialist. Would a Christian ask a socialist to fix a Christian issue? You got the drift? What should the Christian do? You've either got two choices. Go and join the socialist side or get the socialist into Christianity. Is that correct? Would you be helping her by getting her in there? Well, you'll stop her getting a mark smack in the middle of her forehead, because it's going to turn out into be a sore that can't be healed. That's what the scripture says. And that's pretty irritating for a lady who looks in the mirror as often as they do, because that sore's not going to get healed. The Victorian Constitution is 3 constitutions, or 3 bills. I'm going to hold them up because I'll show you the tricks that they use. That's the document that says it's an act. And I don't know why they call it an act before it's got its royal assent. It's really a bill. This document left the Victorian Parliament in 1854, was put on a ship on March 25, 1854, went into England and sat in England for 1 year. Now the back page is really relevant because the back page has 3 signatures on the back page. You can all see that, can you? That's signed in the Parliament, or the newly created Parliament of Victoria, and 3 signatures witness. Is this a contract? So it's now put on a ship and it goes back to England. So the state of Victoria, or the colony of Victoria, has its own parliament. When it arrived on the floor of the House of Commons in May 10, 1855, that document is not the one that was presented to the floor of the House of Commons. Did you hear me what I said? So it's when you send a contract to the lawyer and the lawyer says, I took 8 pages out and I signed it on your behalf. Do you have a problem? Exactly what happened here. So that Lord Russell in the Colonial Office in England took it upon himself to take 8 clauses out and alter another clause and remove the signature page from the back. So when this arrived on the floor of the House, that's the signature page. It's gone. And this is put in its place. Now, they weren't all idiots in the House of Commons on that day, because they said this is the most unusual document ever placed before this court or Parliament, because it's not the document that left Victoria. So what they then decided to do is they created 4 pages of a UK Act. This is that, 4 pages. And then they attached the amended document to the back of it. Now here comes my question. When they did that, who is the legal owner of this document? UK. Entirely owns it. That ran Victoria to 1855 to 1975. You follow me so far? That's evidence. Those documents can't be disputed. And in 1975, the Victorian Parliament said, well, we need another constitution. What in actual fact what they were doing, they were getting things into position to steal from you. So don't just think it's a Victorian problem. It automatically infracts into your Commonwealth Constitution. This is the document they did in 1975. This currently runs the state of Victoria. Now, in their documents, when you get the Hold Act, etc., it says the 1855 Constitution Act is repealed and this one replaces it. Here's my question. Did the Victorian Parliament have authority to repeal that UK Act?
No.
Did they? No. Did they repeal it?
Yes.
What was the evidence that the UK repealed it? Well, you'd have a UK Act that says this Act repeals the 1855, wouldn't you? Out of the UK. At that point, now you've got jurisdiction to do another constitution. Is that correct? I'm only a farmer, please, so go with me here. But that will make up most of the